Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go to Bristol in the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series, and I was actually in the Xfinity car for the second time this season myself, so hopefully we can come home with a victory. Obviously the first time we were in an Xfinity car this season, I believe it was Chicagoland, and we came home with the victory there. So we came into Bristol actually qualifying on the pole, which is really expected at Bristol. I usually qualify up front, so I was not really surprised, but obviously I won this race back in when I was a rookie in the Xfinity Series driving the one car, so I was pretty confident coming into this that I could probably be able to get this team a victory. Obviously we've had a lot of bad luck recently other than Lewis Hamilton winning, so I felt like I need to get in this car and try to build up some more momentum for this team. As it came through, seeing me working through lap traffic there through the midway points of this race, continuing to lead this race, and as we came through now into the final corners here on the final lap behind Cole Custer, we were going to come through out of turns 4 in a dominating performance to win in Bristol for our second Xfinity win of the season. So certainly a confidence booster for myself going into the Cup race. I was pretty excited. I know that we can go into the Cup race and definitely qualify on the pole. That was certainly expected. Now it's just can we finish a race? We usually qualify so good, run good, and then we just can't finish the race at Bristol good. So hopefully we can change that around today. And now as we came towards qualifying here in Bristol, heading down into turns 3 and turns 4 in a bit of a sunset condition now as we exit the corner coming through. It was a good lap, to say the least, as we come through, qualifying P1 with a 16.928 as we get ready to go green with Chase Elliott, our teammate, on the outside of us. So let's hope we can win today here in Bristol.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series returns to the last great Coliseum for the running of the Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race. One of the most popular events on the NASCAR schedule, this half-mile concrete oval is famous for its bone-rattling hits and heart-stopping finishes. To put it mildly, this race is special, and there's simply nothing quite like Bristol Motor Speedway under the lights. Only 3 races left before the playoffs start. Who will come out on top tonight? Well, it's time to find out on PRN.
All right, we're ready to go green here for the Bass Pro Shops NRA. I'm not sure what NRA is, but Eric Almirola is well prepared for this race. Daniel Hemrick starting in the back after failing optical scanning station multiple times, and those are your only 2 notes coming in to this event here for Bristol Motor Speedway. 2 Hendrick cars on the front row, myself and Chase Elliott as we're ready to go green now as the green flag is out, and we are on the way looking for our first Bristol win of our career, as well as we're looking for win number 3 on the season. Obviously we won back at Martinsville earlier in the season, and we won Sonoma in a bit of a photo finish there with Jamie McMurray now as we head down the back straightaway into turn 3 and turns 4 for the first time here in Bristol. Now as Elliott trails behind Hamlin and Almirola side by side as they exit turn 4, crossing the line, continuing to lead the first lap here in Bristol. Now as we usually do lead a good chunk of laps at Bristol, but we just can never put the whole race together. Now as we go down into turn 3, Elliott already putting some pressure on me as we come through turn 3. So certainly looking like Elliott might have a bit of a faster car than me actually here at the early portion of this run now, as he's going to get right to my left rear now as we exit turn 2. Elliott looking to my inside, and obviously we're not going to put up too much of a fight here early on as we make a little bit of contact going into turn 3. And right there I say, okay, Chase, you can have the position. You're certainly faster than me right now. We have so many laps to go, so I let him have the spot, and we would drive right behind him here as we came to lap 12, now approaching lap 13, crossing the line, going into turns 1. Eric Almirola had run us down, and he was looking to my inside as we came out of turn 2, and he would slide up just in front of me there as we made some contact as we went down towards turn 3. So now Eric Almirola looking to be very strong here in Bristol now, and as we came to another lap later on lap 14, Almirola now looking to the inside of our teammate of Elliott to go through and take the lead. He's currently the last spot in the playoffs right now, and he's not safe yet as it goes through turn 3 and turn 4. Almirola clear of Chase Elliott for that lead position there as he went down side by side with Elliott into turns 1 and turns 2. We would be able to grab that position from Elliott now as we came to 10 to go on the stage. Elliott still lurking behind as we've gotten to the back of Almirola in lap traffic, now looking to the inside of Almirola as he touches the wall as we go down into turn 3, taking the lead back from Eric Almirola now as we look to the inside of the 47 of Ryan Preece there as we exit the corner, trying to put him a lap down. A little bit of oversteer on the exit of the corner now as Elliott, he's starting to apply some pressure as we go through turns 1 and turns 2. He's getting to my inside now as we head down the back straightaway, but we hold him off for the moment. But as we came through on lap 23, he had looked once again to my inside as we came through the center of turns 1 and turns 2, and he gets clear this time, but we're going to fight back down the straightaway as we go down into turns 3 and turns 4, Eric Almirola just behind us now as we come through the center of the corner, and obviously I have all these lap cars right here up top in front of me, and that's certainly going to impede my performance as Elliott, he is clear for the lead, and I would have to give way to Eric Almirola as well, and that would be enough for me to not be able to get back to them. Almirola, he would pass Chase Elliott again and take the lead now as we have just 2 to go at this point here in the first stage. Certainly looking like the third best car right now here in Bristol. Almirola having a lot of speed now as we exit turn 4, getting sideways again there as we cross the line to start the final lap here in stage 1, closing in on the back of the 29th place car of Landon Castle there as we head down the back straightaway. Kevin Harvick closing in quickly, but he's not going to have enough time as we come through turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time. We will exit the corner to come through to get P3 in stage 1, so certainly not a terrible effort, but I felt like we were pretty much in around where the car really feels at this point. I think we have a second to third place car. I'm not sure if we have a winning car at this point, but hopefully we can get this car to be a winning car now as Daniel Suarez rounds out the top 10 and Jimmy Johnson down in 13, still in a must-win situation for Johnson if he wants to make the playoffs in his final season. But we would not come to pit road and we would get ready to go green for stage 2 in third place behind Almirola and Elliott on the front row. And we're ready to go green now for stage 2 as the green flag is out, and we are underway on the inside of Kevin Harvick there as Almirola leads the way looking for his first win on the season. Obviously Almirola in our career mode has a history of making it to the playoffs then getting eliminated in the first round. He's only passed the first round of the playoffs one time in our career mode now as we come through turns 3 and turn 4, looking to the inside of Elliott now as Kevin Harvick is tight on my door as we go down into turns 1, sending it up the inside of our 100 teammate of Elliott. Almirola clear for the lead, and he is certainly trying to get away from us now as we go down the back straightaway. Elliott clear for the moment, but we send it up the inside once again through the center of turns 3 and turns 4 now as we're going to battle side by side down the straightaway down towards turns 1, trying to maybe use a slide job on Elliott there as we tried it, but we weren't clear. We made contact with Elliott there as we come out of the corner. Certainly just over aggressive on my part trying to clear him when I wasn't clear. Certainly not what we need to be doing now as we continue to battle with Elliott for the moment, but as we came out of the corner he would get clear of me. And we would start to fall off after this now as we came to lap 15 in the stage. You see Elliott almost a second ahead. Almirola probably 2.5 or so seconds maybe ahead at this point as we hit 13 to go in the stage. Starting to close in though on lap traffic, and obviously they usually play a big role here in Bristol and pretty much every track. They just are in the way all the time now as it came through on lap 21 in the stage, closing in on the back of Priest and Kligerman, putting them a lap down as Almirola at this point I believe has lost the lead to the 9 of Chase Elliott. Yes, you can see there's Priest gets into the wall through the corner, but no caution comes out. We do stay green now as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway, still running P3, and as we came through just 3 to go now in the stage, Kyle Busch had run me down as he is all over my back bumper as we go down into turn 3. Almirola still second. Chase Elliott running away now with the stage victory as we come out of turn 4, hitting 2 laps to go now in the stage. Kyle Busch right on my back bumper, about a half a car length or so behind as we come through turns 1 and 2. He looks to the inside of me now as we exit the corner. Not a good corner for me at all, but we're going to try and look up his inside as we go down into turn 3, approaching the final lap here in the second stage. Kyle Busch hanging on my outside now as we cross the line. The white flag for stage 2 is out as we go down into turns 1, making contact with Kyle Busch there with my back bumper now as we exit the corner. He's going to once again look back to my inside with a little bit of a crossover as we go down into turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time. Busch has the advantage now as we exit turn 4. Kyle Busch will hold off to get third here in the stage, and we come through to get P4 in stage 2. So third and fourth in stage 1 and 2. Elliott picks up a playoff point, so certainly some good results, but still not looking like we quite have a winning car yet here in Bristol. So we would come to pit road to take 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires. You see the right front's at 33%, certainly not good at all. And we would lose 9 positions. Mixed strategies here. Kyle Busch is down in 14th with me, but Chase Elliott, he's still leading. So very mixed strategies here within the field now as we're ready to go green for the third stage. Now as the green flag is up, the final stage is underway here in Bristol. Already clear of Kyle Busch as we come through, crossing the line as we go down towards turns 1. 61 laps remain in this race, obviously wanting to have a chance to win, but do we have winning speed? It certainly doesn't look like it right now, but I felt like we didn't make any adjustments on the car because I felt like I still maybe do have a car that can win if I can just find a way to drive the track better as we come through to complete the first lap here in this third and final stage. Looking to the inside now of Chris Buescher there as we exit turn 2. He's going to hang on to my outside. Austin Dillon just up ahead there in that 8th position as we send it up the inside of Austin Dillon, now clear of Buescher for a moment there as we come through out of turns 4, getting clear of Austin Dillon for that 9th position as we set our sights now now on our former teammate of Denny Hamlin as we come through turns 1 and turns 2, closing in on the back of him quickly. Not a good run for him down the straightaway, and that allows me to look to his outside as we go down into turns 3 and turns 4. Teammate Jimmy Johnson, a must-win situation to get into the playoffs, battles with Suarez, who's in the same situation as him for that 6th spot there. As now we're going to cross over Hamlin and look to his inside as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. We would clear Hamlin and set our sights on Daniel Suarez as we came to lap 69. We would be looking to the inside of Suarez now as we went down the back straightaway. And as we went down into turn 3, we would be able to send it in pretty deep with a bit of a slide job on the 41 of Suarez. And now we would set our sights on the cars ahead. Bowman, he had gotten past Johnson, so we would set our sights on Johnson next, and we would easily drive past the 48 and take over P6 now as we came through. And as we came on to lap 45 to go, lap 81, Bowman continuing to move forward. He passed Keselowski and now was following through, now looking to the inside of Brad Keselowski as we went down into turn 3, once again trying to pull a bit of a slide job, looking to the inside of Bowman for a brief moment there as we exit the corner, clear of Keselowski for 5th, and now we're going to try a slide job on Alex Bowman as we go down into turns 1 for that 4th spot, and it works there as we come through the center of the corner, now taking over 4th from Alex Bowman. And as we came to just a few laps later, now 42 to go at this point, closing in on the back of our teammate Chase Elliott, who certainly seems to be one of the fastest cars throughout this race. Now as we're starting to work our way through lap traffic, we look to the inside of Elliott and Parker Kligerman, and we take the position from Chase Elliott and move up to P3 there as we came through now with 40 to go, just another couple laps gone by. We actually made a big mistake as I went into turns 1 and hit the wall and damaged the car, and right here I thought, oh no, I've pretty much done it in for us. There's no way we're going to have a chance to win now. But as we came to lap 97, still running in that 3rd position, the pace didn't actually fall off that bad there. As we came through out of turn 4, the caution would fly here in Bristol with 28 to go, and we would not pit, obviously, as no one else is pitting, so hopefully we can have a really good restart and have a chance to maybe take the lead here in Bristol as we're ready to go green now for potentially the final time as the green flag is back out. Daniel Suarez on my outside there. A terrible restart for me, and certainly the reason for that was when I went to shift up into 2nd on my paddle shifter, it didn't shift the first time. I'm not sure why that happened, but I had to hit it twice, and that completely killed my restart. As you see behind me, much of the pack isn't even there, and that's because the car that blew an engine brought out the caution, and he stayed out as we clear Suarez out of turn 4 now as we go down into turns 1, looking up the inside of the 14 of Clint Boyer and that Stuart Haas Racing Mustang now as we go down the back straightaway and looking to the inside of Eric Almirola as we go down into turn 3, closing in on this pack of cars that's stuck behind the driver that blew an engine. If I remember correctly, it's Kyle Larson that has the blown engine. You can see up ahead it is indeed Kyle Larson from the looks of it there as we come out of the turn 2 side by side. Almirola clear for the moment, but as we go down into turn 3, sending it back up the inside, this could be for a win now as we come through turns 3 and turns 4. We would get past this group of cars fairly easily there as we came to 22 to go now on lap 106. Truex right behind me with 19 to go. He would hit me in the left rear as we went down into turns 1 and turns 2, and he's going to take the lead now as we go down the back straightaway. But I was not losing the lead that way, so I sent it deep back up the inside of Martin Truex Jr. there as we come out of turn 4 side by side once again for the lead with our former teammate and rival of Martin Truex as we slide job him and clear him as we go into turns 1. And now as we came to lap 113, finally getting clear of this whole pack as we passed Eric Jones, but Chase Elliott was quickly moving throughout the field, and I could tell already that he was much faster than me. Just over 10 laps to go at this point, but behind me, he gets clear of those cars, and he is certainly now able to run me down as it came now to lap 115. Elliott just barely behind me, but we would end up getting another caution here with 11 laps to go. Once again, we would stay out hoping that we have the pace to potentially get our first win at Bristol Motor Speedway. Now as the green flag is back out, Elliott and myself on the front row just like the initial start of this race. 8 laps remain here in Bristol. Clear of Elliott in turns 1 and turns 2. We know he has more pace than I do. It's all about defense at this point if we want to win here in Bristol, and I was certainly not going to make it easy for Elliott or anybody else that would be able to get through to 2nd place. So just doing the best I can right now with 7 to go to hold on to that lead position. Chris Buescher, he would actually get to Chase Elliott and pass him for 2nd place now as we came to lap 122 with 3 to go. You see Buescher on my back bumper this one as I'm sliding into the corner. And Buescher, he's going to look to my outside. He has to win again in the playoffs as he made contact on the exit of the corner as he goes into turn 3. He's going to hit the wall there as we come through the center of the corner. Side by side with Chris Buescher as we come out of turn 4. More contact made as we hit 2 laps to go now in Bristol. We don't want Buescher winning as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. We want our first Bristol win here in our career in the Cup Series. More contact made with Buescher as we go down into turn 3 and turns 4. Now clear of Chris Buescher as we exit turn 4. The white flag is in the air. Keselowski 3 wide behind us as we go down into turns 1 and turns 2. Playing the defensive line now as Keselowski looks to my outside as we exit the corner side by side down the back straightaway for the win here on the final lap as we send it in deep into turn 3. And we are now clear of Keselowski as we come out of turn 4. We will win in Bristol.
Good job, driver. Give applause.
An incredible last handful of laps here in Bristol Motor Speedway as we finally get our first Cup win here after so many attempts of leading, so many laps, so many pole positions, and we could just never find a way to win a Cup race here. But finally we have done it in a race that really didn't look like we were going to make it happen. We finally do get our Bristol win, so I was very, very happy with that. Win number 3 on the season here, so we're certainly having a pretty strong season in the 24 car, now picking up 5 extra playoff points, which is always good to see. Hopefully we can pick up another handful here before the playoffs start. Only 2 races remain until the playoffs now, so Jimmy Johnson continuing to run out of time. He's got 2 more chances to win his way into the playoffs. He had a 5th place finish, so he was certainly close. Daniel Suarez was also close here in Bristol, but none of them were obviously close enough there as you see the finishing order on your screen. Ryan Newman 102 laps down, so he clearly DNF'd there as Kevin Harvick. He got the 10th and final spot in the top 10, obviously. But a great result here for us in Bristol. Still quite a ways behind Kevin Harvick in the points. Harvick has a lot of playoff points as well. He is certainly looking like a top pick right now to make the Final Four this season. Last time Kevin Harvick was in the Final Four, he won the championship, unless he made the Final Four last season, but I don't think he did, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so Harvick, we know he's going to be strong going into the playoffs. So hopefully we are able to duel it out with Kevin Harvick for maybe a championship later down the line here at Homestead, Miami. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very, very appreciated. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this video and other videos of mine. It truly does mean a lot to me that you guys are giving me an opportunity. And now in the next one, we go to Road America for the Xfinity Series, and we're going to be going to Darlington as well in the Xfinity Series again, and obviously Darlington in the Cup Series, where we do have 1 win in our rookie season. Actually, that was our 2nd career win, so we know we can win at Darlington. We won that one off of field strategy, but we'll see what we can do there. As you see the playoff grid on your screen, McMurray now the last car in, as Cody Ware has fallen outside of the top 30, so McMurray is in for the moment, unless Cody Ware fights his way back in the top 30. So I will see you guys in the next one for Road America and Darlington. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have yourselves a great day.